Like each fight should be a story in itself. And there are so many fights in the second movie, like 27 something fights.
Oh, wow.
And when you see the movie, you don't feel like that because everything is like there's like a complete arc. So it's just not just random fighting, and everything serves a purpose. Power Rangers, I was really into. It's got a bad name now, but I was really into method acting. I thought that was fun.
Black Ranger or Liu Kang, who wins in a fight?
With the machine or no? With a Zord or no?
We'll give you a Zord.
With a Zord, I feel like.
I mean, first impression, you are looking more jacked than ever.
Are you serious?
100.
Oh,
There's veins
man.
coming everywhere.
I'm very veiny. I was saying, like veins are just blocked emotions because like men aren't able to feel sad, so like we just accumulate all the emotions in our veins. That's why it's bulging out all the time.
So there's a lot
especially the
going
neck.
on in there.
There's a lot going on. Yeah, it's deep.
For Mortal Kombat 2, did you try and get any kind of different body shape for the role for Liu Kang?
Compared to the first one or compared to my usual?
Compare from the first to the second. Was there a conscious transition of what you wanted to alter?
100% there was. Yeah, because I got actually the biggest transition. I got a heads up about 6 months before we started filming that the second movie was greenlit, right? And the first thing that the director told me was to start growing your hair. Because we had this like really embarrassing moment on the first film where during like reshoots, there was this one scene, because I had cut my hair then, so I had to wear this wig, right? And there was one scene where I had to, I guess either a reaction shot or like maybe a shot where it's just like I like look up, you know, like that mermaid getting out of water, like that look, and I had to flip my head back, and then my entire wig just flipped off the top of my head. And apparently, I mean, I thought it was funny, but apparently that's the most embarrassing thing for hair and makeup artists.
I can see that.
Because, like, she just freaked out. She, like, ran out of the room. Her face is all red, and it's called, like, wigged. Getting wigged or de-wigged or something like that. It's, like, the worst thing to happen. It's like equivalent to, like, pooping your pants on a first date or something like that. So for the second movie, yeah, I started growing my hair early, so that was the biggest transition. And then the second thing was just gaining muscle. Because if you see in the video games, the characters just get more jacked and more jacked. At first, they're like kind of normal people, just like a fit dude. And then it becomes like, you know, by the third, fourth rendition of the game, everyone's a bodybuilder. And then it's just hulking up from then, right? So we thought, and I knew I was going to be with massive guys like Martin Ford, who's 300 something pounds, like
Now Shao
almost
Kahn.
7 feet. Now Shao Kahn, all muscle. Makad is huge. So yeah, I put on about 35 pounds of muscle. Yeah, over 6 months. And it was just, honestly, the toughest part was the eating. It was just a lot of eating and pooping every single day. Yeah.
Just conscious.
Yeah.
There's other characters introduced too now. We have Johnny Cage,
Lots, yeah.
Katana.
Yeah.
Is there anything else that you're trying to do to make sure that Liu Kang's able to hold his own along scenes with these people? Are you doing more martial arts training or any new stunt work?
I started doing like Wing Chun or back studying Wing Chun a little bit for the movie, but you never know what kind of, because we don't get the choreography far ahead of time because they're still shooting the previs, so we're not sure what they're aiming for. So usually my routine is pretty similar, just staying like fit at a baseline and then make sure I move well. So I'm a blank slate going in there, you know. But then our stunt team this time, they were just meticulous. Like they were just fully into it. Our stunt coordinator Malai, he would take his like off time, his breaks in the evenings, just to train us in the gym and just to work out with us and making sure that we're getting the characters like their, I guess the natural martial art that's underlying the fight choreography. So yeah, I trust them. So I just leave it there. I just make sure that I'm prepared to get wrecked and to work hard, and then I just let them direct me.
Do you revisit any of the games to see Liu Kang's movements or how you want to approach it?
Yeah, 100%.
Really?
But usually just like the bouncy movements when they're do you know what I mean? Yeah, at the baseline, just to see like, yeah, just to get a feel for it. And luckily for Mortal Kombat, you know, there's like a compendium of videos online. Like even if you Even if you just watch the MK 11 cutscenes, it's like 6 hours long. That's like 3 movies right there. So there's plenty of material just to look at.
For your fight scene with Kabal in the first movie,
Yeah.
how do you go about doing the kicks? Are you being held up on ropes?
I think that was a wire gag. Yeah, I think that was a long wire, like on a rail. And then yeah, there's like it's kind of like a magic trick sometimes doing stunt work and recreating those tricks because at the one time, like because video game and even anime moves translate into live action, it's very difficult to capture the essence of the original, but also make it look realistic so it's not cartoonish. So it's like a fine balance between that and trying to set up like how do we do like how many kicks is realistic in the air to not look like he's clearly on a wire like some fantasy movies like the kung fu movies in back in the day from Hong Kong or China where everyone's just flying everywhere, right?
And it breaks that reality.
Yeah, exactly. So Mortal Kombat, as crazy as it is, it's pretty grounded. Like the director always wanted to be grounded and realistic, and that's why the first movie, most of the things are practical. So just to set up like which wire, how many pulls, how many kicks, that's meticulous and calculating, and that it's like a magic trick in itself. And in the second movie now, the trick is to try to reinvent some of the things so it's surprising to people. So people will be like, oh, that's from the game, but that's kind of a new spin on it. That's kind of a new twist on it. So a lot of the fatalities, a lot of the new moves coming out will be like that.
That's such a delicate balance of paying homage to the game that gave birth to this while adding on to the story and pushing it forward.
Yeah, 100%.
Was there moments while it's happening that you could just tell that the fans are going to be eating it up?
So many moments. So many moments. Like on set, I think everything almost after every single day, someone will yell like, oh, that was a trailer moment. Or like they're gonna love that. So you know what I mean? And I think in the second movie, we do that on purpose. Like we have that specifically in mind to do some fan service. At the same time, kind of reintroducing our take on the world and where it's going.
Were you a fan of Mortal Kombat growing up?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, 100%.
Who was your character always?
So my character was always Sub-Zero.
I love Scorpion.
Because Scorpion.
100%.
But the thing is, I'm not good at, like there's 2 types of characters in fighting games. One's where you like twirl the stick, where it's like a half circle and then a punch or a kick, right? And then the characters that are like you have to hold back 2 seconds and then press forward and then press a button. And I was never good at those pull back holding for 2 seconds. I don't think I was very good at like counting time when I was a kid. Like I don't think I could read a clock like with hands on it. That's not a digital clock until I was probably like, I want to say close to a teenager. Cause I didn't get it. I think like with length and time I had an issue with. Like I didn't know, I couldn't tell that the hands were different lengths or something like that.
Right.
Or maybe, I don't know, it was a mental block. I couldn't do it. I don't know, like 2 seconds just seemed too long or too short. I couldn't get those moves. So I think Scorpion was like, get over here. That was like hold back 2 seconds and then forward, right?
Yeah.
But Sub-Zero's, like the freeze, the ice ball and stuff, that was a half circle. So I could do all those moves. Like in Street Fighter, like Ryu and Ken, the fireballs were like that, right? But Liu Kang, I like the character because he's Asian and he's like Bruce Lee. But I couldn't do the fireball. It's like back and forward. I stayed away from those characters.
Can we go back to when you first find the audition for Mortal Kombat?
Yeah.
Where does that just come to you in an email or?
I was here at the time, and it usually just comes through my team. And then obviously I was stoked because it was Mortal Kombat. So I went in and I think I told this story before. I think what made me get the role was I almost had a car accident right before I went in. I have a lot of car accidents.
This is a recurring theme.
That's crazy.
It's not the best hobby.
It's not the best hobby, but I'm still here. I'm still walking. But yeah, I was on my skateboard. I had like this really fast electric skate, and this car just came behind me and honked, either because like I was too far on the road, or it's usually either they thought it's really cool and they're like, whoa, what is that thing that's going so fast? Or it's like, get off my road, this is get out of the way, you crazy skater. So he honked. I wasn't paying attention. I was thinking about the audition. And once he honked, I fell off the skate, and I came in all scraped up, and there was a hole in my pants. But it took me out of focusing on the scene, and I think the audition went pretty well. So then I landed the role, which was amazing.
What was filming the entire Mortal Kombat universe for you like? Because you're being a fan of this thing, and now you're part of it, and you're one of the main characters.
Yeah. Well, I've been through this a couple of times, right? Like with Power Rangers, that was amazing. Because that was like the first action figure toy I've ever owned was a Power Ranger.
Same.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Yeah.
Which color?
Red.
Reds?
Yeah.
Yeah, mine was yellow.
Okay.
Mine was yellow, and it was like I didn't even know about Power Rangers. My mom just bought it for me when I went to Hong Kong from mainland China. And I had it around with me all the time, and it was like it must have been a few renditions. And it was a Yellow Ranger, which was probably portrayed by a man in the Japanese version. Yeah. Didn't have much of a chest, It was like a Yellow Ranger with a unicorn motorcycle. It was like the coolest little toy. And then when I came here, I saw the Power Rangers series. I was like, "Oh, this is the thing I had when I was a kid," and I loved it. And then when I got cast, I was like, "Oh, dream come true, right?" Same with Mortal Kombat. It's like all these things that help me, I don't know, rekindle. This is why I love watching the reaction videos from fans for the trailer or whatever, because you can tell by the exact moment where it takes them back to their childhood, and they're like so stoked on just like seeing the things on screen right away, click that trigger. That's like a time machine, and they're like right back there in the living room playing with their friends and stuff,
Literally revisiting their youth.
Yeah.
I would just remember playing the video games of beating up the putties and then just dissolving.
Yeah.
That was the best times.
Yeah.
When for Power Rangers, I had RJ over.
Yeah, my boy, he's the best. I love him. We have so many stories from Rangers.
What was it like stepping into a world like that? Because now you have another massive fandom that's just waiting for this.
Power Rangers, it was crazy because it was my first experience with, it was my first big studio film, first of all. Pretty much for all of us, all the five, not really kids. Like I was the oldest one out of everyone. And the youngest, I think, was Becky at the time. She was only, I think maybe 17, 18, probably around the right age to play a Power Ranger. And then I didn't know what the fandom would be like how interesting the people would be, and how much some of these things meant to some people. Because for me, as a kid, it was like something I always, it was like a comfort show. Do you know what I mean? Something you always watch after school, Saturday mornings, and you play with the toys, and you're like immersed in the world. But I didn't grow with it, because after probably early high school, I just went on to other things. But some people, it just stayed with them all the time, and it helped them through like whatever their struggles are. So to get to know like that fandom, and to know how much this means to people of all ages, of all genders, of all walks of life, that was illuminating, and that was really gave me a lot more meaning of what I'm doing in this kind of like blockbuster popular IP.
When you get the sides for who Zach is as a person, and you have to try and curate him and figure him out,
Yeah.
how do you go about figuring where he is and what you want Ludi to bring to the character?
Yeah, it was really exciting because like I had this little rule for any role, and is that I try to do something crazy, but not crazy enough that nobody will get it. Do you know what I mean?
You want to push the boundaries as far as you can without being too much.
Yeah. So you push too much, and then you take back a little bit and be like, okay, like this will be fresh to 95% of the people, but not too far that 200% will not get this, right? So for Zach, I knew his background. Like he's a crazy kid in the original story that I don't think made it to the film, but he's actually a YouTube star. Like he's trying to make it out of the trailer park by becoming like there wasn't influencers even in 2017. It wasn't popular back then yet, right? But like there was YouTube people that were, you know, making it big and making their names known on the global stage just by shooting their own content. So that was Zach's original story. In fact, we had this amazing. I've been trying to find this footage. Like I've been asking the writers in the studio to see if they have this, because we've got this amazing sequence. It was his introduction originally of him on top of a train filming a YouTube video going, yo, this is Zach. Like I'm crazy. I'm surfing this train right now and the train's going. And he does like, he does some b-boy moves, like breakdancing on top of a train. And he almost gets clipped by one of those power lines that are going by, right? And he almost loses his camera. He tries to catch it, and he's like hanging onto the train.
This is all filmed.
This is all filmed.
Oh,
and it
Ludi,
took
we
like
gotta get
days.
this.
They built like a fake train, and it was a huge thing. It's got this whole sequence, and I think they were on the edge about it, because it didn't go with maybe the flow of the main story at the time, right? But to convince the director, I went and like kind of shot my own footage on top of just a bunch of, I think it was like some trailers that we had either in the stunt studio or something like that. And I sold the director on it. So they took like 3 days to shoot this whole scene. And it was good. I saw an early cut of it. But in the end, it didn't make it into the final cut, like a lot of things.
I'd love
Just
to see your
breaking down.
reaction to that.
Yeah.
That'd be so cool.
Yeah, that was good. So for Zach, it was like, I'm like, this is cool. He's like pushing the boundaries. And he's a trailer park boy, which is not how Asians are portrayed usually in films or in society, like the model minority myth and all that, right? And he's struggling with a sick mother, and that's kind of cool. He's got so much responsibility on his back. He's yeah, there's a lot of things that I could relate with being on the outside, because he's not really a part of like the main group of kids. He misses school a lot because of his situation. And for me, and my family, we didn't come from money. Do you know what I mean? Like my mom had to moved from mainland China to Hong Kong, and we're cleaning like steps of apartment buildings and being an employee at fast food restaurants, where when I played in the alley while she was working. So like that part I could relate, just the balance between being a regular kid, and then, you know, being a single mother's, you know, support system and all that. So that was my way in. But like to expand into his character, how crazy he was, and to show a different side of how Asian Americans are portrayed as, yeah, that was exciting for me.
Do you feel added pressure being the vessel where something that Hollywood doesn't normally portray, now you have to push it forward?
Yeah, no, I don't have pressure. I get really excited. Like I get really excited at things that I haven't done before, I haven't seen before, or yeah, that hasn't been said or hasn't been done. Yeah, I usually go that route.
What's your favorite part once you're actually in it about being part of the Power Rangers universe?
What's my favorite part?
Yeah.
What's my favorite part about, I think, any movie where there's a good ensemble is like the people, is like the hang.
That was a great cast.
It was a great cast. Power Rangers, Aquaman, now Mortal Kombat, where we have a magical cast. That's always been my favorite part.
What, Power Rangers came before Aquaman?
Power Rangers came before Aquaman, yeah.
When you audition for Aquaman and you're starring alongside Jason Momoa,
Yeah.
what is it like for you taking on a role like that now?
Yeah, that was a very different experience, because like I came, like Power Rangers and even Mortal Kombat, there's like the whole cast is kind of at the same level. There's not, like, I don't know if it's right to say this, but like we don't feel like adults, you know? Like we're fully adults. Like we have responsibilities, we pay taxes, but it's just a good hang, right? But for Aquaman, you come in and there's Jason Momoa and Nicole Kidman and like Willem Dafoe and all these legends. It just feels like a different level. And you know, like everyone has different things going on constantly, right? But still, the people were great. And what's surprising is like Willem Dafoe is a really great hang. Yeah, he's a great dude, easy to chat to. We even took a road trip together from the studio up to Brisbane to watch Pacquiao's boxing fight.
Oh wow.
Yeah, that was really awesome. So like it's surprising. You just like I just go in, I always leave myself open and not overthink too much on people or where they come from and who they are and then just see what happens, you know?
What does it feel like for you stepping into these massive, big budget films? Because you're going from universe to universe to
Yeah.
universe.
Yeah. I think everyone from Rangers will remember the first moment when we stepped into the studio where they built the spaceship and we were like, "Oh man, this is real. Like this is the Hollywood experience, you
RJ
know?"
talked about that too.
Yeah. Yeah, right? I
Yeah.
think if you interview every single person on that cast, because we all walked in together and we're like, "Oh my God.
What was so
Yeah,
special
this
about
is
it? The
history."
size of it, the magnitude?
Yeah, the size of it, the detail, um, even the crew. It felt like Area 51. It's like you walk in and you see this massive spaceship and there's like 200 people like working around the spaceship, like dissecting it. Like some people are, like brushing the sand to make the set look good because it was in that underground cave. Um, yeah, just the scale of the thing.
When you first auditioned for it, were you auditioning for the cinematic universe? Because Power Rangers was supposed to be 6 films.
Yeah, I feel like they after they shot the movie and they realized like how big the movie is and the potential of the movie, they were gonna make a lot of films. Yeah, this is how Hollywood works. Like,
Oh, so
yeah,
they were originally going to do that, and then there was never really a reason as to why.
yeah,
Because it did well in the box office. That's what I just never understood.
yeah. I think it did well, but I don't know. I don't know what where the line is for well enough. Like for us, a lot of things are out of our hands. We go there, we do our job, and then there's so many. Like I feel like sometimes Hollywood is kind of like astrology because there's so many things that could affect the outcome, the results of a movie. It's like all the planets and the gravity moving up there, right? Because I remember when it came out, the thing that really hit was Beauty and the Beast. That
Oh,
came
really?
out 2 weeks before, and Beauty and the Beast was a beast. Like we didn't expect it to. I think for the longest time it held the record for one of the highest grossing movies. It just kept on running through week after week after week, right? And then it's so funny because people have such different perspectives from these things, and I listen to Dak Shepard's podcast a lot, Armchair Expert, and sometimes he brings up Power Rangers
The
because
film.
the film because he directed a movie called Chips that came out the same week as Power Rangers. And then his take is always that his film didn't do well because Power Rangers came out and it was this big superhero surprising hit that took away most of the box office. And us as Rangers sitting there, we're like, well, Power Rangers didn't do well because Beauty and the Beast came out, right? So then we were just like, everyone's trying to find the reason. But like I said, who knows what the reason is and who knows like the background inner workings of the studios and how it works. But yeah, it's sad, man. I know a lot of people would love to see a second movie. But you know what? It carries on because it's being rebooted as, I think, a series on Disney, and I think they're working on some movies then. So like the Power Ranger universe will always live on. We don't have to be a part of it. Like we were a part of it already.
Did you ever have any speculation as to who the Green Ranger would have been?
So okay, everyone like there's a small fan theory out there that it could be a girl, right? I feel like I pitched the first like the inception of that idea
How so?
because so I love girls with boy names, right?
Tommy.
My friend Charlie, I love that, my first dog, her name was Harley. So like I just got a thing with girls with boy names. And I remember in the end of that movie, I was like, yeah, Tommy should be a girl, man. I mentioned this to Dean. I'm sure a lot of people thought of it because, girls are awesome and they're coming up. And it'd be a different take on it. I know some fans will have a problem with it because they're like, some people are purists. But I thought it would have been cool spin. Again, just like pushing the envelope a little bit, you know?
I think that would have been a cool spin too, because
Yeah.
that's like keeping the story but moving it forward
Yeah.
for a new story so that
Yeah.
more fans can come in and appreciate it.
Yeah. Okay, so if Tommy was a girl, who's on the wish list? Who's your fan cast?
That's so tough. The only one that comes to mind right now is Breck Bassinger, who was Supergirl in CW.
Okay, yeah, I thought, yeah.
She would've been
Yeah,
great.
she would have been great. Yeah.
Is there anyone who you would have thought?
I don't know, man. I think a lot of people would be great. I mean, I have people in my life that would be great.
Well,
If-
who would have gelled with the whole cast? Because no one knows better than you.
Who would have? Well, I don't know actually. I think this is the power of diversity, right? Because our cast was so diverse, and we all came from such different spots in our lives and different places. We just like we embraced each other and the differences. So whoever came along, we would have just accepted them and just like enveloped them into the group, you know?
Would you guys have gone back to that same ship that you were talking about? It as how big it was, would that have been like a recurring set for you guys, or you think they would have changed it and altered a little?
Jeez, in like a different movie?
Yeah.
Oh God, I feel like I don't know. I feel like they would have gone to space or something. Just the series have been through so many different renditions, like Space Rangers and dinosaurs and Dino Charge and all this stuff. I feel like they would have tried to go to some places, go to another planet, because in the beginning of Rangers, the first scene was on a different planet with the original Red Ranger, right, played by Billy Cranston. So yeah, I feel like they would have explored like the literal universe a little bit more.
Did you ever have any conversations with the original Black Ranger?
Lots, yeah. We met lots of times. Like I still bump into him sometimes at like parties and stuff.
Very cool.
Yeah. Walter's great.
Was it a chat about the character and where he might live today?
No, never. We really,
Just friendly?
yeah, just friendly and kind of like Walter's always so excited about. He's always got so many things going on. I feel like he's always about like what is happening right now. Like I don't know because like I don't do too many of the Comic Cons. I'm starting to now because I found a way to like really enjoy the experience. But it's interesting how people that have been a part of like a big series, I'm sure I'll feel like that someday, like how you deal with the legacy in the past. You know what I mean? Yeah, and that's fascinating because like hearing interviews about like their experience when they made the first TV series and how little they were getting paid and what they were being asked to do and all the drama around, like so much drama, right? So yeah, to understand that aspect is it would be really interesting. It would be cool.
We're coming up on the 10-year anniversary of Power Rangers, so
That's crazy.
that really could happen at the next Comic Con.
Yeah, that's crazy, dude.
It'd be
yeah.
really fun to see everybody reunite.
Oh, it'd be fun. It'd be an impossible task, but it'd be fun.
Did you take anything from that set as a memory?
I probably did, and I probably lost it or gave it away at some point. I'm not big on memorabilia. I might regret this someday, but like, I don't know. I had one of those Power Ranger coins that a few made. Yeah, I probably should have, because it's ended up in all sorts of places. Like I still get tagged on Instagram of this guy. I remember this video showing this guy. Like I was like, what is this? I'm tagged in it. This video, and it was just the arse plate of
your suit
my suit in Japan. And this guy's like put it in a collection, and he's probably got like probably the full suit now, like one of the biggest Power Rangers collections. So yeah, I probably could have kept a piece or two without too much harm.
How was putting on the suit? Was it really tight?
It was really tight, yeah.
You wouldn't be able to fit in now. You're too jacked.
Yeah, probably they would have to. Yeah, I remember when we were filming, we had to keep our bodies really consistent because the suits were so tight. And maybe that's just an excuse the studio made so we don't get like too fat off the good catering. But I remember actually. I remember I think I remember some of the girls were having such a bit of a hard time because like it's not what the Power Rangers were meant to present. Like we're meant to present like, acceptance and diversity and being accepting of like whoever you are, however you are, right? But then if you had to like keep a certain shape all the time and I don't know if they're doing this, but like being always being measured every single week within an inch or two of like how you started, then it's kind of tough, you know.
Very.
Yeah.
How do you go about creating a character for a new role that you're getting?
Um,
Is there a process where you're just staring at yourself in the mirror trying to figure out the ticks and the moves and why they do things?
yeah, 100%. And I think I like it changes as I go on just like experiencing this career, right? Because sometimes you hear, like I listen to interviews all the time. I'm like, I think who was I listening to? I think it was Joseph Gordon-Levitt's recently, and he was saying that for him it's like the sound of a character.
In what way?
Like it's kind of himself, but he would maybe add a bit more, I don't know, aggression or a bit more twang this way and that. And he'd be like, okay, this is what the guy sounds like a little bit. So it's always him, but like not him, a bit removed, because this is what the character is supposed to sound like to his brain, maybe like. And I was thinking, that's kind of cool. That's right. Maybe I should like try that, right? For Power Rangers, I was really into it's got a bad name now, but I was really into method acting. I thought that was fun. So
Were you doing that on set?
I was doing that on set because look, I like this is my I don't know if it's my natural accent because accents change, right? Because my natural accent is probably a Chinese accent because that's how I started learning English. But then I moved to Australia. That's my kind of how my first immersion into English. And then when I came here in high school, back then, I mean, there's so many great uh, Asian Australians now in the zeitgeist. Like my buddy Chris Pang from Crazy Rich Asians, um, just a lot of different accents, like just like British Asians, Australian Asians. But back then we were like I don't know, like a foreign animal. So when I came here, and I'm not even Australian Chinese, you know, because I'm just Chinese, right? And now I'm Canadian officially.
When do you move to Australia?
When I was 9. So then in high school, I just had to learn like a Canadian or American accent because I was sick of people going like, "Where are you from?" "I'm from China." "No, you're not. Chinese people don't sound like that. Why do you sound like that?" Do you know what I mean? It's just these like reoccurring questions that it doesn't bother me anymore. It's just like, okay, you're interested in me, so I can give you a piece of my history. But back then, it felt like an attack. It felt more like, you're not one of us. So why are you so weird? So I just adopted like a Canadian American accent throughout my whole high school, and not many people knew like where I was really coming from. And when I got Rangers, I stayed in that accent the whole time. And then I also went back because it's shot in Vancouver, where I moved to from Australia. So that's my home base, right?
When do you go to Vancouver? At what age?
At 16. But I got Rangers when I was in Beijing because I was working overseas a lot. I was traveling a lot and working overseas. But then I came back to Vancouver to shoot Rangers, and the first thing I did was go back to my old high school and like pretend to be a high school student. It's probably not recommended now for an
Not
adult to
these
go
days.
back into to go back into high school and do that, right? Yeah, but I did this whole thing where I went to school and I was like, yeah, I just moved here from New York City and I'm just trying to get a sense of what's going on in this high school.
Where's the
right?
pizza?
Oh yeah, where's the pizza? Yo, I'm walking here.
Hey, out of here, man.
So I did that. It went I did that for a whole day. And then I was just like, this is very silly. And also, yeah, it came apart when I saw one of my old teachers that was still working there, Mr. Kamali. He was great, man. In fact, he was the first person that he took me aside one day because I came into high school and I was just this like Asian. I love video games, didn't do too many sports, right? Was quite like into myself, was quite introverted because again, I moved so much. I'm just like always trying to see where I fit in. And then he took me aside one day. He was like, "Ludi, we got to build some toughness into you." And then that some things really stick with you, and that really stuck with me. I'm not sure if he even remembers it, but that really stuck with me. So when he saw me again in that school, he's like, "What are you doing here?" And I was like, oh, I got this thing now. I've got a job in Vancouver, and it was a really good chat. But that ended my undercover high school experience.
Where are you in life where that moment spoke to you? Like, did you try and change who you were to get more toughness
After that,
after that conversation with him?
I think that started it. And I'm not sure if he has a hand in it or not. But really, when I started getting just more, I don't know, like activity, movement, sports into my life was when this guy who was a year above me, his name is Makoto. He's a Japanese Canadian guy. And like I was getting in trouble a lot because I was like fighting just every single day. And then back then when you fought in our school, you're on cigarette butt duty. I don't know if they do it here, but basically it's kind of, I don't know, man. It's a bit rough. It feels like corporal punishment.
You
Like,
have to go pick up the
you
cigarette
have to
butts,
figure out cigarette butts all over the school, and then
eat
you have
them.
to. I love it. Smoke them.
Finish them
in your
off.
butt. No, you had to and you had to stand in front of the office and lay down all these paper towels and like line the cigarette butts like they're dead bodies, like on the paper towels, row by row.
This is a real punishment.
This is a real punishment, right? So I was doing that one day after school. And then Makoto saw me, and then he was like, Marco, we just call him Marco. Marco saw me, and he's like, hey, you look like me. Meet me here tomorrow after school. Bring bread. And then the next day, I was like, who is this crazy guy? But anyway, so I came the next day after school, and I brought a loaf of bread. And then he took me into the gym and showed me how to work out. And then we ate the breads. And then we were just like hanging out. He was great. He was like a basketball star, super athletic, like very into the community, and like introduced me to all these community programs all around. Yeah. So that was kind of, I don't know, maybe every kid has someone like this, where they just take them under their wing and put them on this track that changes their life. And that was kind of like my origin story.
Was that your first step into the gym and physical activity and growing yourself?
That was. And I wasn't really like, I went with Marco, but I wasn't really that into it at the time. I just remember seeing him. I didn't even know it was possible. Like I remember he brought me into the gym and showed me how to do curls, right? And he had like the sleeveless shirt on, and I saw his bicep, and there was a vein on it. And we were talking about veins before. I didn't know that was possible. I didn't know that was a thing. And I was like, oh, this looks like plastic. Like your arm looks plastic. Like I thought this was only in the movies, like only on Arnold Schwarzenegger. It didn't really click. But once a week we would go into the gym, and then but my thing was much more like, once that got going, my thing was much more like skateboarding and snowboarding.
Were you into martial arts also?
I wasn't until after high school.
And then what'd you sign up for?
After high school, me and my buddy, we took a trip to Thailand, and then that's when I learnt about Muay Thai and started learning Muay Thai.
Did you ever
And fell
fight
in
it?
love with it. Did I ever fight? I fought in Thailand for a year after college. I lived there for close to a year in a city called Bai. That's about 3 hours north of Chiang Mai. It's the most beautiful village. I don't want to get the word out too much, because one of the beautiful things about it, it's kind of a secret. Maybe not anymore. But yeah, that's a cool village where I stayed in for close to a year, learned Muay Thai, did about, I think, 6 ring fights in Bangkok and Chiang Mai.
How'd you do in those?
Good. Yeah, good. Yeah, I won every single one. I did a really
You're
recent-
6-0 right now.
I'm 6-0 of probably this is dicey, because this is dicey
Ludi, this is crazy.
because I told, okay, around New Year's my friend had set up like it doesn't matter. I'm good now. Everything's safe. My friend has no.
We're not good. We're not
No,
safe.
we're not good. I'm pretty good. So my friend had set up like a
underground fight ring.
charity, yeah, a fight club, an Asian fight club. A charity fight in Koh Samui, and I wrapped this movie in Europe just in December, and
What movie?
it's called Eternity. It's great. Again, beautiful people, like amazing places. You don't get to shoot on location much anymore, right? It's because I think a lot of this could have been done on blue screen for much cheaper. But we went to places like Portofino in Italy, southern Italy along the coast as well. What was it called? Laguna or Sante Argentario or something like that. Went to Greece, shot in all these beautiful places. Anyways, that was gorgeous, and I love the people on it. Again, like such a tight crew from all over the place. Great hang. But after we wrapped that, my friend set up this charity fight in what city was it? In Krabi in Thailand. Asked me if I want to do it. I hadn't fought in probably close to 8-10 years now. I was going through a pretty rough time in 2025, like a series of just really terrible events that happened. So I was saying yes to everything. So I said yes to this fight, but my manager was like, "Don't do this. You're not going in with a proper mindset.
Fair enough.
Like it's not a great time to
Good
do
manager.
it, and you should protect your face." So it's the moneymaker. So then, like a few days before the fight, he really talked me out of it. I'm like, okay, I won't do it. But then, like 2 days before, I'm like, no, I'm wrap this. Like, it's a good way to end the year. So then I went and did it. So that's the last time I fought, and I won. But I got kind of injured in my face. But I'm good now.
Ludi.
I'm good now.
Yeah, we gotta not
Yeah,
do that.
yeah, that's six.
Mortal Kombat
that's-
3 is gonna
that's
come around the
6 and a-
corner.
Yeah.
We
I think
need-
that's my retirement fight. But then retirement means that you have to have done pretty well. So, but like I did well, but not enough that I can call it retirement. So I'm just saying I'm gonna back it off. I'm gonna back. Yeah.
Do any of
moonwalk
your
out of it?
do any of your Muay Thai skills come in through Liu Kang?
Like, is it helpful?
Yeah.
I think no. I think just the opposite. Actually,
Because Liu Kang's not Muay Thai at all.
well, Liu Kang's not Muay Thai at all, and I feel like I don't know, man. I feel like okay, maybe if you're at like Tony Jaa level, right? It would be useful on film because he's made it into an art. But Muay Thai is quite brutal. It doesn't look great. Like I think you have to change a lot of what it's about to make it look great and flashy, make it look cinematic. Because I don't know, maybe people will disagree with me on this, probably will. But a lot of film fighting is based on like Taekwondo or Wushu, a lot of like snappy stuff, a lot of aerial stuff, a lot of like spins and kicks and stuff like that. And that go by rhythm. But Muay Thai is really tough. You're in a square stance, and you just like, and the points you count in Muay Thai, you count points by who looked the strongest at the end of a round. Do you know what I mean? So it's not as finessed as some of the other martial arts. When people ask me what kind of martial art should I get my kid into if they're like pursuing a possible future in film, I always go, yeah, try Taekwondo or Wushu. That'll give you a good basis on flexibility, and really do dancing. Like Bruce Lee did dancing. He was a great dancer for a reason. Because for film, I think that's what it's about. It's dancing. It's like the back and forth and the connection and working with your partner rather than trying to destroy them. Where in Muay Thai, you're always trying to destroy the other person.
Who do you look up to in Taekwondo? Like what are the legends that you
In Taekwondo, oh, I wish I could name names, but like just people that pop up on my Instagram. Just these people. There's one guy, my stunty on Mortal Kombat for 2 movies now, Tyson. He's done Taekwondo since he was like, I don't know, like he kicked his way out of his mother's womb, right? Like spin kicked
What a
his
way
way
to
out of
come out.
there. Yeah, exactly. So he definitely has these. He sends me videos of like people that actually have done the bicycle kick in real life or actually have done the hurricane kick in Street Fighter, like Ryu's hurricane kick in real life without wires. Like they're all Korean, they're all like Taekwondo masters, and it looks amazing.
That's insane.
Yeah.
For in Mortal Kombat, when you see the final fight scene with you and Kabal,
Yeah.
What's your reaction to seeing those effects put on it with the fatality, with the dragon coming out?
The fatality was cool because I had a lot of hand in that. Look, for the first Mortal Kombat movie, it felt like we were on the heels all the time
In what way?
because like the prep time was very short, and the script was changing all the time. The choreography was changing all the time because the prep time wasn't like this is the thing with movie making. If you don't prep enough, you're gonna have to prep while you're filming, which is difficult because each day you're coming in and things are changing all the time, right?
That's time and money.
Yeah, and then we get to set because all the locations in the first one was very physical, which was super cool for anyone who's like acting in the movie because you're immersed in the situation. But also you have to adapt to the situation. So, uh, for the first movie, what was the question?
For the fight with Kabal, and you're seeing the
Yeah,
effects with
the
dragon.
Yeah. So the fatality with Kabal. So like things are changing so much. Like we're talking to the director all the time, and we're going like, "What if we did this? You know, what if we did this? Like this is cool, you know." And
Oh.
I was like, "Yeah, I think the fatality should be like this, and there should be a moment right before the dragon eats Kabal that he like pauses for a sec to get that stun moment, and like it crashes through." Um, and a lot of that was kept into the movie, into the final edit, which was great to see. But then also, I don't know, it's really tough to watch your own movies, right? You're just always going like, what could have been done better? And in that fight, I felt like it was cut too much. Like it was chopped too much between the fight between Kabal and Liu Kang and probably who is it? Was it Melina? Yeah, it was probably Melina and Sonya, Jessica's character. Um, so you didn't get the whole flow of the fight. That's what I took from it. That's the ultra critical take from an actor perspective that I saw in it. I was like, oh, that could have been done better, but like I'm like, yeah, the fans are gonna love this, right? Um, but those are notes that we all took to the second movie that we should have like each fight should be a story in itself. And there are so many fights in the second movie, like 27 something fights.
Oh wow.
And when you see the movie, you don't feel like that because everything is like there's a complete arc. So it's just not just random fighting, and everything serves a purpose. So that's the difference between the second movie and the first one. Everything's bigger, but also everything's more complete.
And this is going to be a theatrical release, which is really exciting.
Yeah, it's gonna be great. Oh my god, everyone's so stoked on this one.
I remember when it came out on HBO, I was like, why is this not in theaters?
Yeah. It's still trending to this day on HBO. Someone just like we have a group chat and someone just sent a screenshot of Mortal Kombat. Like I don't want to diss any other movie, but like someone just sent a screenshot of Mortal Kombat on some service being #1 in front of
It's beating like Matrix, Suicide Squad, Godzilla, Dune, Justice League.
yeah, Dune. Like wow,
It's beating out a lot of
Yeah.
other IPs,
Yeah,
which
yeah,
is
yeah.
because the game's been around for
Yeah, the
forever.
fandom's out there, the support.
We love it.
Yeah, people are stoked.
I'm so excited.
Yeah, me too, man. It's been a long time since the film's been done.
Are you going to see it in theaters?
100%.
Where
Yeah,
where does
100%.
Ludi like to sit in the theater? What's a movie star's prime movie experience for watching a movie?
For watching any movie?
Where are you sitting in the theater?
For watching Mortal Kombat, if I was to watch it with a crowd, I'd sit in the back.
Why you want to see the
Because
reactions?
I want to see the crowd, right? Because I would have seen the movie so many times, right? For any other movie, I want to be front and center.
like fifth row.
Yeah, I want my neck to hurt after I finish the movie. I want to have to visit a chiropractor after the movie's done for an adjustment. Because I feel like you have to get the experience. Like, what's the point of watching a movie if it looks like my TV at home? I don't get that.
I'm the same way. I want my eyes to move, but I don't want my neck to move, and that's like fourth or fifth row.
Yeah,
dead
okay.
center.
Yeah.
And I want the sound to blast me in the face.
Yeah, 100% I want that. It's just like, do you know what I mean? I'm just like, what if you, yeah, I paid for this.
Yes.
Yeah, I want to be in it.
Can we do some rapid fire?
Yeah, do it. Yeah.
Black Ranger or Liu Kang? Who wins in a fight?
with the machine or no? With the Zord or no?
We'll give you a Zord.
With the Zord, I feel like Black Ranger would take it with the Zord. Yeah.
What's harder
Zord.
training, Ranger Boot Camp or Mortal Kombat Fight Prep?
Mortal Kombat, 100%.
How so?
Because you're training all the time. With Rangers, I feel like they thought we were young, so we couldn't get our hands into a lot of the nitty-gritty stuff. You know, we were like insurance reasons, a lot of things were brought up as an excuse to like keep us away. We did get to do some really cool stunts like wire work and all that. But when I watched the movie, I'm like, a lot of our fights didn't make it into the final cut of the movie. Okay, like this is rapid fire, but like I'll go into a little story, all right?
Rapid story.
Yeah. So the first time we came onto set for Rangers, right? We started stunt training. The whole time, our stunt coordinator was like, "Okay, guys, just chill," because we know like a lot of fights. Like I think one of my first fighting sequences was with Dacre, and we were training in the pit, right? I'm always in the pit. The first Mortal Kombat movie was 80% in the pit, and Rangers were always stuck in the damn pit. So then, the whole time, from the beginning, day one, the stunt coordinator's like, guys, just take it easy. He knows that we're like young men that's filled with testosterone. He's just like, take it easy, slowly, slowly. He's like, you know, like yoga movements. It's always like yoga speed, you know, all the punches are yoga speed. And the whole time we're just like, okay, this is nice. We're just like moving. And we never got to do 100% speed
While
up
filming?
until the day of the shoot.
Oh.
So then we go on to set, and then we hear the director call action, and we know the moves, and he calls action, and we're just like, like going like yoga speed, like 60%, because that's what we've been trained on. That's what we learned, right? And we thought they could just speed it up in post. And then they go, cut. And no one says a word. It's silence on the whole set. And someone goes, okay, that was a good rehearsal. Okay, let's do it for real now. And then we just look at each other and we're like, what do you mean for real? That was 100%. This is our real. This is the reality we've been living in for the last 2 months. And then the stunt coordinator comes up and he's like, okay, we got to go 100% now. We're like, we've never gone 100%. Do you know what I mean? It's like taking someone from like a go-kart into the F1 and going, okay, this is for real now. You know, you've been training for this day. And we're like, we've never been in this machine before. And then so me and Dacre, we just went for it. And we got hurt, man. Like he clocked me by accident. I clocked him by accident. People were bleeding. And then Dacre, he just kept on asking for more blood. Like he wanted like to spit out more blood. And so I think that scene became just too violent. In the end, it just didn't make it. So when I watch Power Rangers, like a lot of those scenes I can clock it's a stunt double and not us.
Do they not want you going 100% because they don't want you to get injured while rehearsing?
Yeah, most of the time when you rehearse, you're not doing 100%. You're just like getting the moves into your body. And yeah, if you get injured while rehearsing, then you're done. Right. So a lot of times you're going like rarely. And also you won't be able to keep going 100% over and over and over again. Right. And you're rehearsing for hours at a time. So you really need to pace yourself. But yeah, for Mortal Kombat, we went hard a lot. And
did you get injured on set for that?
Yes, I did. Yeah. Yeah. You always get a little bit hurt. For Mortal Kombat, I had a really weird injury where like one of my ring finger here swelled up like an elephant toe. It was weird. I didn't know what it was.
Did you hit someone?
I'm not sure what happened. Maybe I sprained it and I didn't notice it. After I went back to the hotel room, I'm like, oh my God, what is this monstrosity? Yeah, and then we got it sorted out within a few weeks.
Oh, that's great. Did it stop you from filming any scenes?
No, I don't think so, no. Yeah, maybe a couple deadlifts, but not scenes.
One word to describe Liu Kang.
One word. I would say like serene, maybe. Serene. Maybe a swan. Like serene on the swan-like.
Cerebral.
Serene on the surface, but going crazy legs on the bottom. You know?
Helmet on or shirtless fighting scene, which is more nerve-wracking?
helmet on or shirtless fighting? Which is more nerve-wracking?
Yeah, what's tougher? What's harder for you to do?
Helmet. Helmets are
Because you
so
can't see
annoying.
and you're restricted.
It's annoying. I like to be free. Like I like to be shirtless, pantsless. That's my jam. I like to be I like to be as free as possible. I don't like things getting in the way.
Your character is the perfect fighting in that movie. You probably have the least out of everybody.
I have the least. It feels like I'm coming to set in my pajamas.
You're like
all
ready
all the time.
loose
and
fitting.
I feel bad for everybody because like they get, oh my gosh, Shao Kahn. Martin Ford. That guy is I don't he's definitely inhuman. He's got like the mentality of like a stubborn rhinoceros. He just never backs down. He was training twice a day. First of all, he would get up at probably 2 o'clock in the morning, do a training session, and then he's 3 hours before everybody in set because like the makeup and the armor takes 3 or 4 hours just to put on, and then he's sweating in it the whole day. Right, long shoot days, 12, 13-hour days, sitting in that thing, hydrating because he's sweating like crazy. He's usually moving, lugging around a big hammer. And then he does that, and then after work he does another training session, and then goes straight to bed, and then rinse and repeat every single day. And then for me, I'm just walking into set in my loose Shaolin pants and like a tank top. I'm just like, hey, you guys, coffee? Yeah, you guys well rested? And then, Martin's already been on set for 6 hours.
Are you last in the makeup chair then? Because you have so little?
I think I'm usually last because Liu Kang's usually pretty filthy anyway. Like he's dirty. So
You don't have to do anything.
I don't have to do anything. I don't even have to shower.
That is better.
Like, yeah, exactly. It's like if you go method, like Liu Kang doesn't shower.
Do you have anything that the fans should be paying attention to in the new Mortal Kombat? Is there any scenes that you're excited for them to see or anything you could say about without giving any spoilers?
God. So many. I think just really let yourself delve in to the relationships. I think those will make the fights a lot cooler. Yeah, because all the relationships are really complicated and they drive the fights. Yeah. And then there are so many Easter eggs. People enjoy that. The people that in the know.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I have stuff, but I know you can't answer. I have fan questions too. Can we fire through a couple?
Yeah, do them. If we can't show it, we can't show it.
What's your favorite memory from set of Power Rangers?
Okay, did you ask RJ this question?
I did.
What did he say?
He just said the camaraderie amongst everybody was so much fun.
The camaraderie. It was the camaraderie. I remember there was this one day and everyone was on set and it's RJ's main scene, and when he's maybe you can get his approval whether we can show this clip or not, but like he's transforming for the first time. He's like morphing into the Ranger for the first time by accident because he's trying to. It was actually after that fight with me and Dacre, and his character's like, stop, we're supposed to be friends, right? And he gets so angry that he starts morphing a little bit into his Blue Ranger suit, and it's coming up his arm, right? And obviously it's all blue screen, so the director's like, okay, just imagine like this liquid thing covering your arm, growing out of your skin, and you don't know what it is, but you feel the power, So then RJ does it. He's going like this, and he's like, oh my god, it's coming. And at the last moment, he just lets out the biggest fart.
On purpose?
I don't know, on purpose or not. And like we just all crack up, obviously. And we're laughing uncontrollably. And from that point on, we just couldn't get it back on the rails. We're just like every single scene, we're joking, we're laughing. When he's doing this, obviously we start cracking up again because he might let another one out. And it was just wild. And that whole day, we probably shot that scene for 2 hours and we couldn't get it. And then that was a lot of fun. And the next day, the director calls us in the morning to his trailer, and it's just like going to the principal's office, right? We're just like all in there, and he's like, guys, I don't know what happened yesterday, but we got nothing. He like really told us off, like straight on, like that was unprofessional. You guys aren't a bunch of kids, and like we really got told off, and so we're feeling really bad. But then a few days later, on set, he gets us all around him, and he's like, "Oh, I looked at the the dailies," and he's like, "Actually, I have to apologize. It was like it felt really good. It felt really organic, and he's such a nice dude to be able to come back from that." So that whole series, I think that whole day was just hilarious, and then what followed was also just like unforgettable.
uh, what was it like doing kung fu on the CW?
Kung Fu was Kung Fu. Okay, so doing Kung Fu. First of all, I haven't done too much TV, and it was a blessing because it was during the pandemic and everyone's in lockdown. It gave me an excuse to like work basically and be with people. Um, and it was great because it was in Vancouver. The only other thing I've ever done in Vancouver. It was convenient. It was during the pandemic, and again, being on a set with just like-minded people. Exemplifying a story that's based on like Asian American heritage, maybe a different side, like it's a different spin, obviously, from David Carradine's series back in the day. It was just really cool. I like the twist of it. I met some amazing people, like just had some life-changing relationships from that TV series. And to this day, I'm always surprised when people come up to me and be like, "Yeah, I watched Kung Fu. I wish you guys made more seasons." Yeah, it was really good.
What character do you resonate the most with in Mortal Kombat?
What character do I resonate with the most? I think at different points in my life, I probably resonate with different people, but it's definitely Liu Kang. Like, it's definitely Liu Kang.
That's such a cool character.
Yeah,
He really is.
yeah, I love him. I
Is
really do.
Do you have a dream role you'd like to play in the future?
Yeah.
What is it?
Well, there's a few. I mean, I don't know. I just tested for this one role that is a dream role, so I won't say that, but it's gonna be a
Oh, you screen tested.
yeah, it's gonna be a great movie.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's more than
yeah.
an audition.
And then just a lot. Just like I don't know. I love making these iconic movies series from when I was a kid. You know, if they ever make Dragon Ball, hopefully they make it early enough that I can get a role in. I'm not like on crutches yet, or maybe I can play like the Turtle Master. You know.
Has there ever been conversations for a Dragon Ball movie?
Yeah.
And what happened?
Yeah, I
with
think
it?
Disney has the rights for it.
That
I
would
think
crush.
Disney has the rights for it. Yeah, that was. I mean, it would crush, but also it's been burned once already, so they're being very careful, right? Like they came up with a Dragon Ball movie, and it was like, I think it is to this day the lowest rated movie on Rotten Tomatoes
It just wasn't
or
what the fans
IMDb.
wanted.
Yeah, you don't know this movie?
No.
Oh, you should watch it just for the fun of it.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, I think it was called Dragon Ball Evolution, something like that. But it's notorious.
I'll take a look at it.
Yeah, it's notorious.
What was the hardest challenge about Liu Kang in the first movie?
I only have good memories, and maybe that's how our mind works. But all the challenges are really fun, like the choreography, the constant changes. That was really challenging. Like it's tough. I remember when you're filming, it's really tough and frustrating that you walk on set and like everything's different. Do you know what I mean? And when that happens, you just feel like, again, you're playing catch up. Like you don't know if you're doing a good enough job. You don't know if people are getting exactly what they want because it's like coming in, rehearsing on set, and it's really tough. But in hindsight, everything turned out well. Even like all the tough things are really fun because even some of the locations, having to get up early in the morning to get like a sunrise scene when he enters is really crazy because you have to fly into the outback in Australia and do that, and you're like swarmed by flies all the time. But looking back, everyone's just having a crack about it, you know?
It's the most epic scene.
Yeah, yeah. So I don't know, something that was really I really can't think of anything that was really tough where I look back and I'm like I can't believe I did that. Um, but you know, I'm a people pleaser. I want to give you something. um,
We could flip it if there's a favorite day.
okay, I'll give you a really challenging day, right? And I'll give you a really good day. So a really challenging day was when we were all having dinner. Okay, that was probably one of the most challenging days for a lot of people on Mortal Kombat. That's a good one because that one I don't have too many fond memories from. Yeah, that one wasn't like, oh, that was so cool that we came out of it alive, you know. So it was like the big dinner scene when when Kano first discovers his arcana, the laser eye, right? But I think it was one, two, three, four. It was probably 8 people in that scene. And when you're in those scenes, you go, okay, we're ready for a really long day, right?
Because
you have
there's
to
so
get
many people.
so many people, and you have to get coverage on every single person. So it takes hours and hours doing the same thing, and especially when you're eating, right? In fact, one of the most iconic scenes in Power Rangers was kind of like that as well, the campfire scene, where there's 5 people there. Everyone has to be drinking or eating, right? And RJ picked Mars bars as his snack, and he's just downing them. And by the end of the night, he's had like more than 30 chocolate bars.
Oh, he's not.
He doesn't, he always goes 100%. He is the most method actor of anyone when it comes to food, right? So he's just downing them. But we have to do these scenes of like, whatever you're drinking, you're downing like a dozen. Do you know what I mean? And by the end, people are faking and just like nibbling around the corners. And it's over and over again, like 90, 100 takes total by the end of the night. And in Mortal Kombat, same thing. We're around the dinner table and everyone's like picking their food, and like everyone's worked for a while now, so everyone's being very careful. For me, I was vegan at the time.
You're no longer vegan?
I eat fish now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I've been eating fish for the last few years now. Yeah, and so in that scene, I was like, just maybe give me some mushroom soup or something like that. That seems like something a monk would be eating, right? Foraging some mushrooms, cooking up a soup, right? And I didn't think much of it, but I feel like mushrooms in copious amounts is mildly toxic. Because for one reason or another, everybody got sick after that day, just because like we had to eat so much and we had to shoot for so long. You know, that was one of the most grueling scenes. I think the caterer did get fired the day after, so I don't know if it's their fault or our fault. But yeah, everyone got some food poisoning from that day, and we don't have too many fond memories from that. And one of the best days was on the first Mortal Kombat was Liu Kang's introduction scene when he's coming out of the sand dunes at sunrise, because we had to go out really early. I remember traveling out there into the outback with like a convoy of the trucks, the movie trucks, right? And then you could see the stars and the massive Australian open sky. We had to have an indigenous leader there telling us, like, because there's some dream lines, there's sacred lines coming across the sand dunes where we can walk and where we can't walk. The whole scenario just seemed like outlandish. And then in the morning, the sunrise comes, and it's so gorgeous. It's just like people watch that scene and feel like it's CGI, but like we were there because our director was so stubborn. He was like, "Yeah, we need to do this for real." And again, it's such a great experience for actors to participate in, right? So yeah, you do that scene, and then Liu Kang meets everybody, and then they're getting the close up on me. And I don't know if you know anything about Australian flies. They're just tenacious. They're not like timid flies in North America where you like shoot them and they like fly off, you know? Australian flies, because I guess because they're in the desert, they're thirsty all the time, and they just love anything that's juicy. So that's around your eyes, around your nose, around your lips. So like it's just swarming everybody, and they're getting close up coverage on me. And I don't know if it's the character or the veganism of it all, because it's like, do no harm to animals. They're just like trying to survive. So when they're getting the coverage on me, they can see the flies like sucking at my eyeballs in the camera. But I don't mind it. I'm just like not even blinking, not even moving. And everyone's like aghast and cracking up. They're like, these flies are eating him alive. We need to get this done. And then I think out of that whole day, they only had one take with no flies, and that's the take they chose to use.
That's the one that makes it?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's so funny.
Yeah, it was really funny. We had because of the conditions, we had so many wild stories from the first Mortal Kombat.
Was that one of the first scenes you filmed too for Liu Kang?
Probably the first, yeah. Yeah. Yeah,
What-
that set the tone.
What else do you have coming up now?
We have the release coming up. We have probably have a few releases this year. Last year, I really want to get into some of the indie world because those are the movies I really enjoy, like slice of life. Again, some stories that's not usually told. So yeah, quite a few, probably 2 or 3 indie releases coming up, including the movie I just wrapped in Italy and Greece. And then I don't know. I just want to, like, if there are conventions this year, I know friends are going to some MK alumni or Power Rangers alumni. I would be like more than happy to join them this year. Get to know some fans. I've been doing some stand up. That's really fun. So that's what I'm gonna do more of this year as well.
Ludi, this has been awesome talking to you.
Yeah, thanks, Joe.
Thanks for
Appreciate
coming
it. It's
by.
been
You're
really
welcome back
cool.
anytime.
Thank you so much, man. Yeah,
Awesome.
you're doing awesome work. I love your material. I love, like, I don't know, I just love the whole look of it. It seems really intimate. The conversations seem really real, and you have really cool people on.
Awesome. Thanks so much.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
Guys, go follow Ludi. Ludi, go watch Mortal Kombat coming out in May. And yeah, this is awesome.
Yeah, see you
Thanks.
guys soon.
See you guys. That was so great.
Yo, that was so cool, man.